If you're in Houston thinking about moving to Baton Rouge, this might save you from making a big mistake. On paper, Baton Rouge looks like an easy decision. The homes are more often affordable, your money goes further, and after scrolling Zillow for a while, you may be wondering, why isn't everyone moving here? But after helping people relocate from Houston for more than 15 years, I can tell you there are a handful of things that catch almost every buyer off guard. They're not necessarily deal breakers, they're just the kind of things that no website or Google search is going to tell you. So in this video, I'm going to share the things that people wish they had known before making the move to Baton Rouge. Let's get into it. This is the number one thing that people relocating from Houston are surprised about, and that's our Southern hospitality. I was born and raised in Louisiana, and I've helped a lot of people when they were making the move from Houston to Baton Rouge. One thing almost every client tells me after they move from Houston is, people actually know my name here. They're so warm and friendly. My coworkers and neighbors invite me to barbecues and events. Everyone has somewhere to be in Houston. Baton Rouge isn't perfect, but it's much easier to build relationships. It's also much easier to navigate across town. You'll see the same people at your kids' ball games, church, the grocery store, or your local tennis club. Before long, you're running into people you know everywhere. Baton Rouge feels more like a collection of neighborhoods than one giant city. It's the type of city that pulls together as a community. Baton Rouge is very unique with our seasonal crawfish, king cakes, and parades. It's our culture here that people relocating here fall in love with. In Texas, you have counties. In Louisiana, we have parishes. And no, it's not just a different name for the same thing, y'all. The parish system actually affects your daily life in many ways that counties in Texas really don't. In Baton Rouge Metro, you can be looking at homes in East Baton Rouge Parish, Livingston Parish, Ascension Parish, West Baton Rouge Parish, and every single one of those has different property tax rates, different school systems, different flood zone maps, and potentially very different insurance costs. In Houston, that line you may barely notice. Here in Baton Rouge, crossing that line can mean a completely different tax bill, different schools, different insurance quotes on two different houses that are actually only 5 minutes apart. So when I'm working with buyers from Houston, one of the first things I tell them is, don't fall in love with a house until you understand the parish that it's in and what that means for your total monthly cost. Because two houses at the same price point in two different parishes can have a completely different meaning. You're actually paying every month once you factor in taxes, insurance, and school options. This is honestly one of the biggest things I wish someone would tell every out-of-state buyer before they even start browsing listings. This also matters when you're looking at schools. In Houston, you typically go to the school in your community, that the school is inside your community. Y'all, it's not like that here. You really have to check it out before committing to a house. Make sure it's a good fit for your child. You can look at niche.com to see that school rating. Go a step beyond that and talk to parents whose kids actually go to that school. Talk to co-workers that you're going to be working with and different people to get a really good feel for the school that your child will be going to in Baton Rouge. And if you're making the move to the Baton Rouge area and not sure what area is going to fit your lifestyle, that's where I come in and help guide you with that. My number is popping up on the screen right now. Feel free to reach out to me. That is what I'm here for, and I would love to be your realtor of choice. All right, y'all. Number 2 is the one thing that gets almost everyone. The map does not tell the full story here. If you're moving from Houston, one of the first things you'll notice is how close everything looks on the map. You see places that are 10 or 15, 20 minutes apart, and you think, great, traffic won't be an issue anymore. Well, yes and no. Houston traffic is definitely heavier. There is no comparison, but Baton Rouge has its own unique traffic challenges, especially on I-10 through downtown and I-12 during rush hour. The biggest difference is however the traffic happens. Baton Rouge has bottlenecks. In Houston, you might be sitting on the freeway with 5, 6, or even 7 lanes in each direction. If there's an accident, traffic can often shift around it. Here, most of our interstates are only 2 or 3 lanes. One wreck, one disabled vehicle can quickly back up traffic, and there aren't many alternate routes. We don't have a beltway circling the city that you can easily go around the problem. The good news is that even with those bottlenecks, you're usually traveling much shorter distances than you would in Houston. Many of my relocation clients end up cutting their daily commute in half, giving them more time with their families rather than sitting behind the wheel, y'all. One piece of advice I always give my buyers: don't judge a commute by the number of miles. If you're deciding between Prairieville, Zachary, Central, or Denham Springs, drive route during the actual time you'll be commuting. 10 extra miles doesn't always mean a longer drive, and fewer miles don't always mean a shorter one. The good news is Louisiana is investing in improvements down I-10, widening projects, new lanes being established here with exits that we're getting more so that we don't have as much traffic, but it definitely has its own set of issues for sure. So the next one, if you don't understand this before you start house hunting, it's going to confuse everything. Next, we're going to talk about insurance, because this is sometimes a sticker shocker for people moving to Louisiana. Insurance is the real surprise, and let's talk about it. If you're coming from Houston, you already know about the high cost of property insurance. You've dealt with Harvey. You understand the theme of flood zones. None of this is new to you. So you think here would be straightforward. It's not, but for different reasons. Louisiana's homeowners insurance, y'all, the market has been, let's just say, turbulent. Several carriers have pulled out of the state of Louisiana, and premiums have gone up across the board. You sometimes see like insurance companies only service a certain number of homes in areas, then there's no more coverage. So even if the house you're buying is in a low-risk flood zone, your homeowner's insurance might still be a bit higher than what you're paying in taxes, and especially if you're buying in a flood zone. Now, and this is important, in 2016, Baton Rouge had a historic flooding event. It wasn't a hurricane, it was a rain event that flooded areas that had never flooded before. Areas that were not even in a flood zone. It was classified as a 1 in 1,000 year flood. After that, FEMA redrew a lot of the flood maps, but not all areas were redrawn into that flood zone. So if you're looking at a home and someone tells you this doesn't flood, the right question is, was it affected in 2016? That's the kind of thing and the questions that Google cannot answer for you. And as your agent, I'm able to get a complete history for you. The bottom line, get insurance quotes early in your search and not after you've fallen in love with a house and in a legally binding contract. Be informed of your decision all the way through. And this one is a bit of a surprise as well. If your car insurance, if you're moving here, car insurance typically is higher in Baton Rouge area. And that's because we have probably like one of the highest car incident rates in the entire U.S. We're about 200% over the national average. So expect to pay more for your car insurance. When you're thinking about moving here, call and just see what your car insurance is going to be before you move here so you can factor that into the big picture. So yes, some of those property tax savings are offset by the state income tax. Not all of it, but it's something to keep in mind when you're comparing the overall cost of living. When I work with relocation clients, I always encourage them to look beyond the listing price, the monthly cost of owning the home, property taxes, insurance, utilities, taxes, often tells a much more accurate story than the purchase price alone. Now, let's talk about the electric bills because this is one that surprises most people. In Houston, your kilowatts is actually more than in Baton Rouge here. But oddly enough, probably our utility bills are, from what I hear from my past Texas clients, is that our utility bills here are slightly higher, and that is due to our high temperatures, our humidity here. So your AC in the summer is running more often, and actually it's hot here, like anywhere March all the way through December, you're probably running your air conditioner, which is probably a little longer than in Houston. So you can expect to pay a little bit more in electric, but you're going to save on the property taxes here. So that's just a win-win all the way around. Hi, my name is Sharon Delalio. I am a relocation specialist in the Baton Rouge area. I've been doing this for over 15 years, born and raised right here in Louisiana, y'all. And if you're thinking about relocating from Texas, schedule a call with me. The link is going to be in the description below. I would love to help you and your family when you're making the move to the Baton Rouge area.